My eyes widened and tears came. Then the door opened and blew in with Papa, and I went to stir the stew. Papa put his arms around me and put his nose in my hair. Nice soapy smell, that stew, he said. I laughed. That's my hair! Caleb came over and threw his arms around Papa's neck and hung down as Papa swung him back and forth and the dogs sat up. Cold in town, said Papa, and Jack was feisty. Jack was Papa's horse that he had raised from a colt. Rascal, murmured Papa, smiling, because no matter what Jack did, Papa loved him. I spooned up the stew and lighted the oil lamp, and we ate with the dogs, crowding under the table, hoping for spills or handouts. Papa might not have told us about Sarah that night if Caleb hadn't asked him the question. After the dishes were cleared and washed and Papa was filling the tin pail with ashes, Caleb spoke up. It wasn't a question, really. You don't sing anymore, he said. He said it harshly, not because he meant to, but because he had been thinking of it for so long. Why? He asked more gently. Slowly, Papa straightened up. There was a long silence, and the dogs looked up, wondering at it. I've forgotten the old songs, said Papa quietly. He sat down. But maybe there's a way to remember them. He looked up at us. How? Asked Caleb eagerly. Papa leaned back in the chair. I've placed an advertisement in the newspapers for help. You mean a housekeeper? I asked, surprised. Caleb and I looked at each other and burst out laughing, remembering Hilly, our old housekeeper. She was round and slow and shuffling. She snored in a high whistle at night like a tea kettle and let the fire go out. No, said Papa slowly, not a housekeeper. He paused. A wife. Caleb stared at Papa. A wife? You mean a mother? Nick slid his face onto Papa's lap and Papa stroked his ears. That too, said Papa, like Maggie. Matthew, our neighbor to the south, had written to ask for a wife and mother for his children, and Maggie had come from Tennessee. Her hair was the color of turnips, and she laughed. Papa reached into his pocket and unfolded a letter written on white paper. And I have received an answer. Papa read to us. Dear Mr. Jacob Whitting, I am Sarah Wheaton from Maine. As you will see from my letter, I am answering your advertisement. I have never been married, though I have been asked. I have lived with an older brother, William, who is about to be married. His wife to be is young and energetic. I have always loved to live by the sea, but at this time I feel a move is necessary. And the truth is, the sea is as far as east as I can go. My choice, as you can see, is limited. This should not be taken as an insult. I am strong and I work hard and I am willing to travel, but I am not mild mannered. If you should still care to write, I would be interested in your children and about where you live, and you. Very truly yours, Sarah Elizabeth Wheaton. P.S. Do you have opinions on cats? I have one. No one spoke when Papa finished the letter. He kept looking at it in his hands, reading it over to himself. Finally, I turned my head a bit to sneak a look at Caleb. He was smiling. I smiled too. One thing, I said in the quiet of the room. What's that? Asked Papa, looking up. I put my arm around Caleb. Ask her if she sings, I said.